What's up guys, so I've got my laptop here with me. We're basically just going to go through a couple clips that I found kind of inspiring from some of your favorite people such as John Mulaney, Jenna Fischer, John Krasinski, Edgar Wright, Dan and Phil, and Bill Hader. Alright, so let's get started because, you know, us regular people, we could really stand to use some advice from celebrities, people who've had it handed to them from the beginning. Alright, let's get started. So we're going to be starting with one of my favorite people ever, John Mulaney. Now, if John Mulaney isn't your favorite person yet, you're in for a ride because this is the beginning of something for you. John Mulaney is someone who he speaks with this like dead, cold serial killer expression, and yet he emits so much warmth and kindness. I'm not quite sure what his secret is, but I somehow just trust him with my entire heart and soul. I think those are signs of like someone who could start a cult. John Mulaney would be such a good cult leader, oh my god. Okay, I'm giving you the wrong impression of him, I think. Let's just get into the advice.
Hi, I'm John Mulaney, and this is Life Advice. I don't know if I'm very good at giving advice. I haven't had many life experiences. I've never been in a fight. You can probably tell that by looking at me. But yeah, I'll take a crack at altering your life. Why not? The worst piece of advice I ever got is very interesting. It was that everyone has HPV, so you shouldn't worry about it. You're definitely going to get it. These are questions? These are real questions?
Real questions.
These are real questions from readers. All right. I'm 29, work in a coffee shop, and have literally no idea what I am going to do with the rest of my life. Is it okay if I have no ambition? It is totally okay. There is far too much ambition in this world. Work is not a good thing. Income and food and shelter are a good thing. Working hard is not a good thing. It is the thing that we have decided is a good thing because we don't want to be around our family. Are you happy? Do you have coffee? You have access to coffee and a bathroom? That's all you need.
If that is not the most brilliant advice you have ever been given, I'm kind of sick of this mentality that is kind of around LA and maybe just like the film industry and stuff like that in general, where it's like, you don't sleep. If you're sleeping 8 hours a day, you're wasting your life. You're wasting a third of your life. You gotta go out there every day and put in that hashtag hustle. And basically that's bullshit. First of all, you don't have to have ambition. Like he says, maybe you just want to live your normal ass life and serve some normal ass coffee. Ain't nothing wrong with that. Second of all, yeah, it's important to take it easy. It's important to put your mental health and everything else first. So now John Mulaney is going to give some more personal relationship advice. Let's take a look.
I've had a crush on this guy for almost a year. He says he likes me back, but he likes another girl more. Should I wait for him to stop liking her, or should I try to move on? And if so, how do you do that?
So, let's just say I'm familiar with this topic, so this will be interesting.
I would say that you can't wait for a guy to like you more or like someone else less. I don't know why, but it is just impossible in life to make someone like you. In terms of moving on, I would definitely do it. It's hard. It won't mean that you'll immediately stop liking the guy. But moving on means that you're taking care of yourself. And the most important thing you can do is take care of yourself, always, in all things in life.
So I, love him.
Also, less importantly, but interestingly, moving on can sometimes make the person you like you more. It's an old cliche, but playing hard to get, as they say, kind of works.
Okay, this is what I love about John Mulaney. Like, you would expect the answer to just be, you know, you gotta focus on yourself and move on, but okay, and which is great and totally valid. But then he goes on to try and help the girl get the guy. Leave it to John Mulaney. This bitch is not about to let you lose this battle. He's like, I'm all here for love and support, but let's get this guy.
There's a story from the movie Casablanca. Humphrey Bogart and Ingrid Bergman are in the movie. Humphrey Bogart was a handsome but not that handsome guy, and Ingrid Bergman was a very beautiful woman. And he was insecure, I heard, about the audience wondering why Ingrid Bergman would like him. So when they were filming the movie, if there was ever a close shot of the two of them, he took a step backward, and then Ingrid Bergman would take a step towards him because she had to stay on camera. And to the audience it said, look how much she likes Humphrey Bogart. She's taking a step closer to him. All I mean by that boring anecdote is that backing up a little can make people come towards you. I hope it works out, and you deserve love, and you'll find it. Also, there's a lot of other guys out there.
I wonder if he's done a TED Talk. Like, look at this bitch. He's like got the posture. Everything he says looks like he rehearsed it like 5 times. I think that's a great story. The game's not over yet. Keep playing. Keep playing the game. I just like John Mulaney because he's very into making you believe that you are important and you hold power. I think that's great advice. Go get 'em, ladies. Alright, so next up we got Bill Hader. If you don't remember who Bill Hader is, he is on SNL, he's an actor and comedian. So let's get started.
We've had about 10 people on the show who have done Saturday Night Live, and most of them say that the minute they saw the show, it was their dream to be on it one day.
Mm-hmm.
But that wasn't your deal at all, right?
No, I moved out here to be a filmmaker, to make movies and write movies, and
Right.
and nothing was happening for 6 years. I was just a PA. I was always the guy. I was like, I'll shoot your short film, and they were like, you should be in it. And I was like, yeah, but I could shoot it and I can make it look cool. And they're like, nah, why don't you be in it? What ended up happening was I went to the Second City show. I mean, I was like, wow, people my age are performing comedy. I love sketch comedy. I was a huge fan of Kids in the Hall, Mr. Show, all these other things. And so I was going, why don't maybe I should take, and I started taking classes in 2003.
Was it terrifying, or was it?
It was hard, yeah. I did not enjoy it at first, but I felt like I moved out here. This happens a lot. You move out to do something creative, and then you get caught in this kind of thing of like, well, I gotta make money. I have to make money, I have to pay my rent.
Yep.
So now I'm doing these things that I never came out here to do, and then you get caught up in it. You get caught up in that lifestyle, and then I was like, well, I gotta do something creative, just something. So I was working as an assistant editor, but every Saturday I went in and I took these classes.
As a person who wasn't even imagining a performing path, what was it about that kept you going?
Oh, I think just being creative every week, and I got something out of it. And to be honest, I surprised myself that I was kind of good at it. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It was that the instructors there would say, hey, you're good at this, and you had to audition to get into your level 4 and level 5, and that audition, I remember getting laughs and thinking like, oh, well, this is going pretty good.
But yeah, I think this is kind of interesting because I think sometimes in certain fields, it's like you gotta pick what you want to do. Like you're gonna be an engineer and you're gonna go to school for that, and then that's what you're gonna be. And you have to like decide and then do it. And that can be really challenging, especially when you realize that it's not what you wanted to do or not what you can do, or you found something else that's better. And yeah, so I'm here with Bill Hader calling out some bullshit because you can do whatever you want to do. You can be 45 and decide to have a career change. My doctor was like, yeah, so this is our last appointment together because I'm going back to school. And I was like, oh my god, that's fucking great. So we've clearly seen that Bill Hader kind of was getting into comedy, realized it was something he was good at, and basically opportunities were starting to happen. I think you should hear his story of what actually happened to get him into SNL. Not because it's gonna happen to you, or me, or anyone, because it's like a very, very rare situation. But I think it's pretty inspiring. I just like hearing people's success stories.
Megan Mullally called me when I was an assistant editor at Iron Chef America, and
So you were very close to just like
becoming like an editor,
post-production guy.
Yeah, I would be like a post-production coordinator kind of person, and I was doing that, and I was in a Second City show, and her brother-in-law, Matt Offerman, Nick Offerman's brother, was in that show, and Megan Mullally called me and said, hey, I know you don't know me, but I was at the show last week. I had dinner with Lorne Michaels yesterday, and I told him about you, and he'd love to meet you. And I was like,
And how long have you been doing
What?
Second City at this point?
like a year, and I just went, okay, all right. And then next thing I know, I'm in an office with Lorne, and he's like, do you know why you're here? And I go, Megan Mullally saw me in a show, and he's like, yeah. And then he said, I was on a boat once with a guy, and he was being funny in the way that Bill Murray's funny. And I thought to myself, I know Bill Murray. And that was it. And I go, right.
That was it.
And he goes, it was very nice meeting you. When are you flying back? I go, I was gonna fly back tomorrow, it was Friday. And he goes, you should stay and watch the show. Stay and watch the show on Saturday. And that was it.
That was
And
the
then
entire meeting.
Yeah, and the Topher Grace, when Topher Grace hosted SNL, he was taking questions from the audience, and you see way in the background me and Mike Shoemaker standing against the thing. If you can find it, yeah, it's me in a white shirt. You know, like, what am I doing here? I can't believe I'm here right now. This is
And
so
that's
cool.
just in the audience. You can't believe you're in the
I
audience.
can't even believe I'm in the audience. And I just went, well, I'll be able to tell my grandkids. I one time met Lorne Michaels.
I was on Saturday Night Live.
I actually was on Saturday Night Live. You could see me way in the background.
And that would have been enough.
That would have been enough.
It's like, first of all, you can immediately see like why he was so successful. He's doing his Lorne Michaels impression and it's like spot on. So yeah, it's like, why not take this hobby that you have and take it fucking seriously, because you never know when a friend of Lorne Michaels is going to be at your comedy show. If there's something that actually just makes you happy, you don't maybe realize it, but that's the important thing, and you have to focus on that, because we have like 80, 90 years to live. Might as well not be miserable. So I don't know if any of you want to make content online or be a YouTuber or anything of that sort, but here's some advice that you might find helpful from two of my favorite internet stars, Dan and Phil.
So what would you say are like the 3 best tips for people getting into the game today? Because it's different than what it was before.
Yeah.
Sorry, R.I.P. Dan's old hair. Oh my god, that doesn't even look like him. What the hell?
I'd say my advice would be to make something you would want to watch yourself. Like, just make something you would enjoy, so
Yeah,
then
like,
you'll look like you'll enjoy doing it.
Don't think about what can I do to be big. Think about what do I care about? What am I passionate about? Are you a cook? Are you a vlogger? A sketch comedian? A filmmaker? About pandas? Honestly, whatever your passion is, and if you want to get on YouTube, that's what you should follow.
And in your first video, you actually say that you always wanted to start shooting videos, but you didn't have the confidence to do it. So looking back on that video, which was
oh god, no, don't do this to me. Oh god, that
so
annotation.
Looking back on this, what do you think when you see yourself back in what year was this?
That was 2009 that started, way back when, and that's just crazy. It is funny because for years I was just a fan that watched YouTube videos. I just loved the YouTube community. I was obsessed with spending all my time on YouTube, but I never felt like I could do it. I was like, no, there's all these big YouTubers like Charlie is so cool, like, and even this amazing Phil guy, you know, they're YouTubers that have this big audience. I don't think I could ever do it. And then one day, you know, I jumped in, I tried it, and it worked out. So anyone out there that's, you know, it's the old cheesy thing, is, you know, just don't be afraid, follow your dreams, because, you know, even if it flops, you might try and it works out.
I'm sorry, that advice is so funny to me. Even if it flops, you might try and it works out. You can see what he's trying to say, which is basically, why fucking not? Like, why not? Why not try? Because here he was, this young kid. Oh, so unfortunate. Just the hair. Just very sad. And here he is now, and like, he lives in some bougie ass apartment with Phil Lester, which is goals, pretty much. So I thought they had some pretty good advice. If I'm making a video where I literally could not give a shit about what I'm talking about, I just don't want to do it, I'm gonna put it off. But when I have a video like this, where it's like stuff that I care about and it's inspiring to me, then that's a much easier thing to do, and it's a much easier thing to enjoy doing. And why do anything if you don't like it, really? That's kind of like a no-brainer. All these years of doing this, and something actually came out of it, I think that's really inspiring. Like, YouTube is different from any other kind of creative medium, because it's people literally with just like their camera and maybe a lamp and they're just starting something on their own, and they're starting a community and a discussion on their own with no company or anything behind them, and it can snowball into this gigantic thing sometimes. So, you know, sometimes I give advice on this channel and I just feel really like fraudulent, because here I am sitting on a mattress on the floor in an apartment with no furniture. So like, who am I to give you advice? But I thought some of your favorite people might have a little bit more authority than me. So I have a couple more clips to show you, but that will be in part 2 if this is even something that you like. So let me know in the comments or give this video a thumbs up, and then I will continue with part 2, which will be Jenna Fischer, John Krasinski from The Office, and Edgar Wright, who just is my hero, so that's kind of an important one. Speaking of meeting friends from YouTube, I actually have like a couple people that I can actually meet up with at VidCon this year, thanks to the Less Than Famous panel video contest.
We literally won a contest to be invited to VidCon, where we are in the VIP Facebook Lounge, where we are just a few casual feet away from the Try Guys.
The shades after. That's it. Jay, you guys are on.
Well, we gotta go.
And so I am gonna basically be wandering around VidCon with this like full access pass to all of the like VIP shit, and I don't really know anybody of that caliber, so I'm gonna be kind of clinging to the other panelists because they are the only ones who I even know. So those videos will be coming up soon of my experience at VidCon because it starts tomorrow. So stay tuned for that as well. And like I said, let me know in the comments what you thought of this video. And just remember guys, it's always a good decision to base your decisions off of advice from millionaires. And with that, I'll see you in the next video. Bye!